The one that says support across it?
Yes.
All right, good deal. All right, everybody got the slides, I hope. We've been talking about doubles around the table, and we started with the person sitting to the left of the opening bidder, the person who uses the takeout double. And we talked about that, and then we talked about the negative double. After that, we reviewed the 3 most common uses of a negative double. And then last week, we took up the subject of responsive and snapdragon doubles, the doubles used by the person sitting in the 4th chair. And now we come back around to the double that is used by the opening bidder. Like many of the other things that we use these days, this bid was developed by Eric Rodwell. And he's developed quite a few things that are very helpful to us, and this is no exception. This is one of my favorite bids. It can be forgotten frequently, but once you figure out how cool it is to be able to tell your partner exactly how many cards you have in his major suit, then you begin to appreciate the advantages of using it. So there are loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of doubles out there. More doubles than I know about, certainly. A lot of them are very obscure and are rarely ever used. But we're talking about the ones that come up most frequently. So this one is the support double used by the opening bidder. When is a double a support double? You or your partner open the bidding at the 1 level. Responder then bids 1 of a major suit. Makes no difference whether the person sitting in the direct seat has bid or not. His action has nothing to do with this double. 1 of a major by responder. The opening bidder's right-hand opponent interferes with either a double or the bid of a suit that is below the rank of responder's major. The use of the double then in that situation by the opening bidder, or if the interferer doubled, the use of the redouble, shows exactly 3-card support for responder's major suit. And this is the support double because it shows support for responder's major suit. Now, it shows exactly 3-card support. And it says absolutely nothing about how strong, how balanced or unbalanced opener's hand is. Usually also pairs agree to play support doubles through the level of 2 spades, although with extra values by the opener, he might double higher than that. He might double if his partner is forced to bid at the 3 level if he has extra values, but this is a matter of partnership agreement, as I'm fond of saying. So now the thing to remember is the failure to use a support double when you have agreed that you're going to add those to your convention card, the failure to use it denies 3-card support for your partner. Using it takes precedence over all other rebids by opener, including a reverse, including rebidding a 6-card suit, because showing 3-card support is so important. I'm sure a lot of you know how often it has happened that responder has a minimum hand with 5 cards and a major suit in it. He doesn't have enough to use new minor forcing on the next round of bidding. So many times he'll have the 5-card major suit and opener will have 3 of them, and the 8-card major suit fit is lost because responder simply doesn't have enough to be able to find out how many cards the opener has. If you use the support double, that takes care of a lot of this issue. Now, having said that, I will tell you that the support double is forgotten by a lot of people. They forget they have it in their arsenal, and they forget to use it. Or it used to be alertable, it no longer is. They would forget to alert it, or they would forget to say, my partner has exactly 3 card support for my major, something like that. So no matter how strong the opening bidder is, if you and your partner use a support double and partner bids a major suit, you have 3 card support. Your number one priority is to put that double or redouble card, as the case may be, on the table. Don't think about doing anything else, because it's so important to find that possible 8 card major suit fit. Now, what happens if opener has 4 card support? Well, of course, he's going to raise his partner, just like you always do. We bang the drum a lot around here about openers. Do not raise responder's major suit without 4 cards in it. Some people will raise with 3 because that used to be the way that we play. Back in the day when I learned, and my mother taught me to play Gorin, it was acceptable. We opened 4 card major suits, and it was acceptable to raise with 3. The difference is opener generally had at least 14 points in his hand. Now we have 11 or 12. The fewer points you have in your hand, the more important it is for you to have a sufficient number of cards in your suit. So the lower those opening bid requirements go, in general, the more cards you need to have in a major suit to open it. That's why we now use a system of 5 card majors. So if the opener has 4 card support, just as you've always done, you'll raise the level according to how strong your hand is. This is where, when you have 4 card support, opener shows partner how strong his hand is. Minimum hands rebid minimally. So if he has a minimum, he will just bid 2 of the major. If he has that invitational hand, the one it's worth 16 to 18 points, he'll jump to the 3 level. And of course, if he has the hand that would have opened 2 clubs, if it had just a couple more points in it, he'll jump all the way to game. This is if he has 4 card support. But if he has only 3 card support, he can tell his partner that by using the double. Now, that doesn't mean that you're always going to have 3 or 4 card support, does it? Of course not. If you have 2 or fewer cards, or fewer than 3 anyway, let's put it that way, the bid of another suit denies 3 or 4 card support. In other words, sometimes opener just has to rebid 1 no trump. He only has 2 cards in the responder's major suit, can't use a support double, can't raise. So if his hand is really unbalanced, he might rebid his second suit. Now, there is the possibility, if you and your partner have agreed on this treatment, that if opener's hand is pretty ratty, the only reason I opened it is because it has 12 points in it, but the values are not prime. I have lots of queens and jacks. Maybe I'm aceless, have no shape, something like that. It is possible that the opener could pass, because the double means that responder gets another bid. But if you and your partner agree to this, you need to discuss what the options are for responder and how he should rebid. If he has a suitable hand, he can bid again, but there is no double if opener passes. So if opener has a ratty minimum and the responder is also a dead minimum, it's conceivable that you might want to pass the bid by the person in the 4th seat. I don't like to let people play low-level contracts, so I would prefer to bid, but sometimes you just don't have a bid. And in that case, if you and your partner have agreed, then that overcall by the person in the 4th seat or the advance, as the case may be, whether the overcaller has bid or not, could be passed. It could be passed. Here's some examples of what I'm talking about here. Opener bids a club. Left-hand opponent passes. Responder bids 1 heart. Right-hand opponent bids 1 spade. This is the critical bid right here. The right-hand opponent, here we're referring to the opener, has to make a bid or a double. Double by the opener says, I have exactly 3 hearts. If I had 4, I would raise. If I have 2, I don't use the support double. So the double there says, I have exactly 3 hearts in my hand, partner. Do you happen to have 5? Or are you willing to play a 4-3 fit? Here's another example. 1 club by opener, pass again. Responder bids a heart. Right-hand opponent bids a spade. This time with the raise, I have 4 hearts. I have 4 hearts, exactly. If he'd had 5, he wouldn't have opened a club unless he has 6 clubs and 5 hearts, for instance. With 5 clubs and 5 hearts, you would open a heart. So most of the time, this 2-heart bid here is going to say, I have exactly 4 hearts. So when you have interference by the person sitting to the right of the opening bidder, if you use a support double, there is never any reason to raise a major suit bid with only 3-card support. You have a way to show partner to differentiate between 3-card support and 4-card support. Now, here's an example of the way the bidding would go when opener has fewer than 3 cards in responder's major. 1 diamond, pass again, 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 clubs. I have fewer than 3 hearts and my hand is unbalanced. I have an unbalanced hand. I don't want to pass. I have a good enough hand that I want to bid again, but these are my 2 suits. I don't have 3 cards in your suit. So take that information. If you have a 6-card heart suit, by all means, rebid your heart suit. Otherwise, please take a preference to one of my 2 suits. This is a more general way of putting it on this slide. Bids 1 any, that a grape, a blueberry, an orange, whatever. Left-hand opponent bids, passes, or doubles. Doesn't make any difference what he does. Responder bids 1 of a major suit. Right-hand opponent bids 1 no trump or any bid at the 1 or 2 level in a suit that is lower ranking than responder suit. For instance, this takes care of the situation when opener bids a club, pass, 1 heart, 2 spades. Now all of a sudden we're beyond the 2 level of responders major. And in general, that means support doubles are off unless the opener has more than a minimum hand. Most pairs play support doubles through the level of 2 spades. In other words, if partner has to bid any higher than 2 spades, then we're not using the support double because he's only promised me 6 points. But if the opener wants to use the support double at a level that's higher than 2 spades, it always shows extra values. Remember, if you're a minimum hand and responder is a minimum hand, you belong in a part score contract. A 3-level contract is an invitational level contract. Minimum opener plus minimum responder generally will not be very successful at the invitational level. So if the opener uses the support double at a level higher than 2 spades, forcing his partner to bid higher than 2 spades, it shows extra values. There's always the possibility that your partnership can choose to use the support double as showing extra values, but I don't have 3-card support. It cannot mean both. If you want to use this treatment, you and your partner need to decide which it's going to be. Here's an
Susan,
example. Yes.
before you go on, I think on the last page, Patty had a question on on the third example there. Do you have to have 5 clubs to bid that 2 clubs?
No. Second suits require only 4 cards. This is the second suit by this is a bid at the 2 level, but this is not opener's first bid. The reason we say that new suits at the 2 level require a 5-card suit is that's responder's bid. For instance, if responder has to bid a new major at the 2 level, it always shows 5 cards, but that is his first bid. This is the opener, and he is rebidding. This kind of bidding shows longer diamonds than clubs and an unbalanced hand. If I had a balanced hand, I'd rebid 1 no trump, assuming I had a spade stop. So no, this does not promise 5 clubs here at all. You should have you may have 6 diamonds and 5 clubs, but you may have 5 diamonds and 4 clubs. If you have 5 of each, you're going to open a diamond and bid clubs twice. So you have a way to show any combination of those 2 suits. Does that make sense to everybody? I have said over and over and over.
Susan, I thought if it's during a competitive bid, that if you introduce a new suit, that you have to have 5. I thought I read that in the book.
No, well, that is by somebody who hasn't bid before. For instance, if let's say that I open a spade, my left-hand opponent bids 2 clubs. Now, if responder wants to bid hearts, he has to have 5. There are a lot of people that say if he wants to bid diamonds, he needs to have 5. That's not a rebid.
Okay.
That's his first bid.
Okay, thank you.
See the difference?
Yes,
I
thank
see
you.
how that would be confusing, but a rebid in general shows a suit that is shorter in length than the first one. Once in a while, it'll be the same length, and you show that by bidding the higher ranking suit and then bidding the lower ranking suit twice to show 5-5 distribution, or 6-5. That kind of bidding can show 6-5 or 5-5, either one. Anybody else have a question before we go on?
Susan, I have a statement to make. If I have 4 diamonds and 4 clubs, obviously I'm 4-4, possibly 3-2. So I don't know after a diamond if this heart is telling me they have 4 or not, or 5, and I may only have 2. And I'm going to say my diamond and then the club, even though I'm 4-4. But if I'm 4-5, I'm still going to say the diamond first and then the club, because I have to have another bid.
If you're 4-5, you mean if you have 5 diamonds and 4 clubs?
No, 4 diamonds and 5 clubs. I'm still going to say the diamonds first and then come back and say the clubs.
And you're not, because you don't have enough to reverse, I take it.
I don't have enough to reverse, and when I open up the bidding, I've got to have another bid that I can make.
Well, this is true, but I might, depending on what suits are bid and how the auction goes, I really hate distorting the shape of my hand, because if my partner will take a preference to my first bid suit, and if he only has 2 cards in it, I'm playing a 4-2 diamond fit. Let me tell you what I've learned about playing 4-2 fits. They don't play well. Somebody at the table probably has more trumps than I do. And so I'm willing to take a risk that I have to rebid my 5-card minor suit in that situation. That's what I prefer to do, rather than distort the shape of my hand. Now that does not.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I agree with Janet on this one.
Oh, do you? Well,
yeah.
Okay. That's my partners and I have the agreement that I don't open 5 clubs and 4 diamonds with 1 diamond, because if they take a preference to my first bid suit, I just, and I know there are a lot of people who do that. This is a matter of, do whatever works for you and your partners. That makes sense?
Susan,
Yes.
did you say that a support double is alertable or it's not?
No, it used to be alertable with the new, with the changes they made in 2020, the support double is no longer alerted. Doesn't have to be. Obviously, if somebody says, is that a support double? You should say, yes, it is. It shows exactly 3-card support for responders major. So, but you do not have to alert it anymore. All
And
right.
by the way, on interrupting again, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I had one of my lessons from running in the tournament at the Nationals. When you need to find out what a bid is, don't ask if it's a support double. Say, please explain.
Yes, yes. That is always the better way, because somebody may have forgotten and you have just reminded both of your opponents what that is.
Well, and not only that, the opponent may answer the question, but what we really needs to do is fully explain what the bid meant.
Yes.
Not, yes,
Not
it
saying
was or double, or no, it wasn't.
Yes. Yeah. Alerting with just the name of a convention is never a good way to respond, is never a good way to alert. Rather than saying, oh, inverted minors. This is an invitational or better hand. 1 diamond, 2 diamonds. Alert. This is an invitational or better hand. 5-card support at least in diamonds, and no 4-card major. If you want to be really complete about it, that's the preferable way to alert, rather than saying inverted minors, because the people at the table may or may not know what an inverted minor is. So, okay, now then, let's get back to this example here about where your rude opponent here prints in the middle of your auction. 1 diamond, pass, 1 heart, 3 clubs, double. You and your partner can either use that double to show 3-card support, even though it's beyond the 2 spade level. And in this case, opener needs to have more than a minimum opening hand. He should have somewhere up around 15 or 16 that was inappropriate for a 1 no trump opening. And it can show 3-card support, or it can just show extra values, depending on how you and your partner want to play it. I've not seen this come up very often, but sure as you don't have an agreement, it will, folks, I guarantee. Now then, when does a support double not apply? Well, if the opener or the responder bids no trump, then double by the opener is not a support double. If the advancer or the opener's right-hand opponent bids a strong no trump, support doubles do not apply. Some people play that a no trump in that 4th seat is what's called the sandwich no trump. Rather than being a strong no trump, it's a lightish takeout double for the 2 unbid suits. It enjoyed quite a lot of popularity some years back, but has fallen off in use. A sandwich no trump would not necessarily cancel a support double, but a strong no trump usually does, because that person's sitting over there with 15 to 17 points, and that means that especially if the advancer, or if the I'm sorry, the person sitting in the 2nd seat bids, then your partner is going to be up the creek. But in general, it's either going to be a double or the bid of a suit, or the sandwich no trump by the person sitting in the 4th chair. The strong no trump means that support doubles are off. Now, opener doesn't have to use a support double. If you and your partner agree, partner could pass with an 11-point dog that he chose to open for some reason, or even a 12-point dog. and 3-card support if you and your partner agree to that. But particularly if he has a weak balanced hand. Personally, I don't know how the responder would have any idea what to do when that double comes back around, double or the suit bid comes back around to him. He doesn't have any way of knowing whether partner has any support for him or not. In general, pass means I don't have 3-card support for you. So I'm not sure that I would ever agree to use a support double this way, but I found it mentioned in several articles that I read, so I'm throwing it out there just in case anybody thinks this might be a good idea. I think it puts the responder in a really tough spot myself. Now let's practice a little bit. Here are some options. Which ones of these options show a support double? North opens a club, East passes, South bids a heart, West bids a spade, North doubles. Is that a support double?
Yes.
Yes, it is. There's been a bid here. This is a support double showing exactly 3-card heart support. This was a major suit. This is not even at the 2 level, it's at the 1 level. So partner can still easily bid 2 hearts. Without getting beyond the realm of a suitable bid if he has only a minimum responding hand. 1 club by North, pass by East, 1 spade by South, 3 diamonds by West. We just talked about this. Is this double here a support double?
No.
No, it's not. If you have decided to use support doubles only through 2 spades, and that is the generally accepted limit, then this double would be something other than a support double. Generally, it says this West here is weak with diamonds. I will either want to double him for penalty, or let's keep trying to find a suit here. Now, if you and your partner have agreed that if North has 15 or 16 points and 3-card support, and he doubles in this instance, that it shows 3-card support, then go for it. But under the generally accepted rules, this is not a support double because it's beyond the level of 2 spades. 1 diamond, pass by East, 1 spade by South, 2 hearts by West, double. Is this a support double?
Yes.
Yes, it absolutely is. This is a bid at the 2 level, but it's below the rank of your partner's suit. So this qualifies as a support double showing exactly 3 spades. 1 club, 1 diamond by East, 1 spade by South, 2 diamonds by West, double. This time we have a bid in the direct seat. What do we think here? Is this a support double?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely it is. It shows 3-card support. And notice, I get questions like this all the time. 1 club, 1 diamond. Doesn't South promise 5 spades here? Because he bid spades. That's only in the instance here. If he had 4 cards in each major, he would use the negative double. Failure to use a negative double says, I don't have 4 cards in both majors. In that instance, you bid the major you have, which may be 4 or 5 cards. I get questions about this all the time. Because you didn't use the negative double here, you have only 1 major suit, and it may be either 4 or 5 cards. Remember, auctions that start 1 club, 1 diamond are a special situation with the negative double. So this promises only 4 spades, but there may be more. Just in case partner has 5, North can double to show that he has 3. 1 diamond by North, 1 spade by East, 2 hearts by South. What do we know about that hand? What do we know about South's hand here?
He has at least 10 points.
He does. How many hearts does he have?
5.
5. Yeah. 2 spades by West. Uh-oh. We bumped up against that limit here. Bumped up against the limit. Double by North. What do you think that is? If he has 3 card support, why not just raise hearts?
For penalty.
Well, perhaps, but I don't know. I
No,
tend,
that's not right. Never mind.
yeah, I don't think that's a penalty double here.
No,
What
it's
I'm
not.
suspicioning is, I think that this probably still shows 3 card heart support, even though I'm inclined, since I know my partner has at least 10 points, why don't I bid 3 hearts?
You don't have 4.
I don't have to have 4. My partner.
Well,
has-
that's true. That's true. Okay.
So it appears to me that bidding 3 hearts, the only difference is this 2 spade bid over here. If my partner and I have agreed that we're not going above 2 spades here with the double, this forces my partner to bid higher than 2 spades, but he's already told me that he has enough points for us to play at least at the 3 level. So I think that you and your partner should discuss this auction. If I have a minimum hand, maybe I'm just going to bid 3 hearts. Maybe the double here should show a better minimum opening. Don, what's your thought?
I would think it's some kind of a extra values thing.
Yeah, I tend to think that as well, because if I have a minimum hand with 3 hearts in it, then I'm bidding 3 hearts. So I think this is something maybe akin to a maximal double, saying I have at least invitational values, meaning 17-ish points, and heart support for you. So in this case, this should be showing a hand that's better than minimum. Extra values, in other words. Okay. 1 club by North, 1 heart by East, 1 spade by South, double by West. Is that double a support double?
No,
No, why not?
it's not by the opener.
That's right. This is this is a Snapdragon double, right? That we talked about last week. 3 suits have been bid. I have the 4th one, which is diamonds over here, partner. Here's another example. 1 club by North, pass by East, 1 spade by South, double by West, redouble by North. What does that redouble show?
Support.
Yes, this is a support redouble. It shows 3 card support for spades, doesn't it? 1 club by North, pass by East, 1 heart by South, 1 no trump by West, double. Is that a
That
support?
would be legitimate because you're doubling a no trump, right?
Well, support doubles are usually not used over a strong no trump. It has to be a double or a suit bid. As I said, if this is a sandwich no trump that I talked about earlier, that might be appropriate. But in general, the double of a 1 no trump bid is for penalty. I would not call this a support double here, because this was not a suit bid or a double. That's a tiny little difference, but when no trump enters, particularly a strong no trump enters the picture, it changes things. North has good reason to think maybe he's got 16 or 17 unbalanced points and he knows his partner has at least 6. If this guy has 15, what does East have? He has nothing, and Mr. West is in a boatload of trouble here, a boatload of trouble. So with a strong no trump, I would call that a penalty double, because conventionally doubles of a strong no trump are for penalty, even at low levels.
Susan,
Yes.
back to number 2 on that slide. What does this double by North mean after 3 diamonds?
I
You
would,
said-
if it's not, if you have not agreed to play support doubles that high, I would think that this is a hand that has extra values. Depending on what your partnership agreement is, he may or may not have 3 spades. But there's such a thing as a maximal double that we have not talked about, that's used by the opener, that shows an invitational level hand. It's used in a competitive auction where there's no room to use a help suit game try. Now, obviously, we still have 3 hearts here to use as a help suit. But this double, for purposes of this particular lesson, the answer to this question was no, because it's beyond the level of 2 spades. What this double means here is basically whatever your partnership says it means. It could say, I have a better than minimum opening hand, and I think we have game somewhere. Don't stop bidding. Or partner, sometimes some people might call this a DSI double or a do something intelligent. Partner, if you have a diamond stop, maybe you could bid no trump. I have a better than average hand over here, and I think the hand belongs to us. And I would like for you to do something because I have values, but no clear direction. That's usually what a double in a situation like this means, Janet. Sorry, I can't be more precise because so many people play it differently.
Thank you. Yeah.
If you and your partner have agreed, this might be a support double with North promising extra values.
Yeah, we go through 3 spades, but maybe we shouldn't be. I don't know.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I play negative doubles through 5 diamonds, and everybody looks shocked when I say that. But Larry Cohen thinks that penalty doubles shouldn't be used. He thinks every double by the responder should be negative. So you pays your money and you take your choice. So now then, here's some more questions. You're the opening bidder in these auctions, and these are your hands here. This is the auction. 1 club by you, 1 heart by your left-hand opponent. South bids a spade. West bids 2 hearts. What is your call? What is your rebid here? Are you tempted to rebid 3 clubs? You have 6 of them. You have a heart stop. You want to bid 2 no trump?
You just said
Double.
it was, you just said it was more important to
You and your
support double
partner
than to bid your
play
6
support
card suit.
doubles. There's only 1 bid you have here, and that's the double. It's more important than showing 6 clubs. It's more important than showing the heart stop. I have 3 card support for you, partner. Double should hit the table. Next hand. 1 club, 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 hearts again. And this is your hand. What are you going to bid here?
2 spades.
Sure. 2 spades. You have 4 card support. So raise it. Raise it. Love it. 1 club again, 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 hearts. What is North going to rebid with this hand?
Double.
Sure. Even though it has more than, this is better than a minimum hand, particularly with a singleton in the opponent's suit. This hand is a very nice hand in support of partner spades, but you can tell him that on your next bid. You don't intend to stop in 2 spades. You're at least going to invite him, aren't you? Okay, different option.
That might be the hand where you bid 3 hearts. Or even 4 hearts is a splinter.
Well, if you play, but you don't have 4 card support. If you play
Yeah,
splinter,
I understand, but not a bad thing to think about.
no, it's not. Let me see, 4, 11, 16 points in a singleton is a hand worth about 19 points. If I have 4 spades in my hand, I would seriously think about a 4 heart splinter. But since I only have three, I generally don't splinter without
Yeah.
four. So
That said, though, in this instance, you know your partner has 5.
this is true. Did you hear what Don said? We know that partner has 5 spades in his hand, don't we? How do we know that? Because he bid a spade. He didn't use a negative double. We know partner has 5 spades here, don't we? So if you wanted to splinter with this, if you use splinters by opener, then 4 hearts is a good call. I don't know how many of you out there do, but if you do, this is a good example of a hand that would bid 4 hearts as a splinter. Now you and your partner have to be on the same page on what that bid means, obviously. But that comes under the heading of a strange bid. And remember, all strange bids are forcing. Splinter bids like that, especially when they're in the opponent's suit, are definitely strange bids.
Is
So-
that also alertable?
Splinters are alertable, yes. Because you're not bidding the suit. Anytime you're bidding something and it doesn't denote that you have the real suit, you should tell the opponents what it means. We do our best to level the playing field and not have any secret bids in this game. So 1 diamond by north, east passes, south.
But couldn't you also just bid 4 spades?
Well, you could, yeah. That's not unreasonable. But if your partner has more than a minimum, and has slam interest, he might be very interested to know that you have a singleton in the opponent's suit. And you're quite right, Patty. You can bid 4 spades. You don't have to splinter. A lot of people don't play splinters. But if you do, this is the classic example. All right, 1 diamond by north, pass by east, 1 heart by south, 1 spade by west. What is north going to bid here with hand D?
You're going to bid hearts. Excuse me.
You're going to bid hearts. Yes, that's I would agree with that. How many hearts are you going to bid?
Well, I would probably just do 3.
You would do 3. You have 18 high card points and a doubleton king.
Yep.
On side.
Your partner has at least 6 points in his hand. I would bid 4 with this hand, but if you and your partner have agreed that this is a 3 heart bid, then by all means bid 3. I personally think this is better than 18 points myself. You opened 1 diamond intending to jump to 2 no trump if partner didn't show hearts. And I would be really, really tempted to bid 4 here myself. But as I said, I like to bid. So, all right, moving on. 1 diamond.
Wait, Susan,
Yes.
can I ask you a question a little bit on that hand? If you had 3 heart support, 3 hearts instead of 4, what you still wouldn't double.
Use the support double.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you use the support double even with a very strong hand. You will show partner how strong your hand is on your rebid. All right, north, 1 diamond, pass, 1 heart, 1 spade, and it's back around to north again. Here's
Double.
the hand. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right, now then, last one. Look at this hand. Man alive. Or another 18 pointer, square 18 pointer. What do we think?
Double. You don't
Double.
know.
You
If they've
don't know
got-
how many hearts your partner has. With only 3 of them, don't jump. You have enough points to jump, certainly, but you don't have any idea how many hearts partner has. If he has only 4 and has a square hand like you, he may have a pretty hard time making a bunch of hearts. If this hand is the dummy, is there a roughing value here? You know what? I've got too many cards in this hand. I've got 4, 4, 3, 3. that's not going to work. One of these suits, let's take a club off of there. Let's say I only have 3 clubs. There's no roughing value in this hand. So if partner has only 4 hearts instead of 5, and we don't have a clue yet, without a roughing value here in the short trump hand, he's going to have a kind of a hard time. He might rather play no trump. That's why you use the support double when you have 3, no matter how many points you have. There's no ceiling on a negative double. There's no ceiling on a support double. Now, how does the bidding go after we've used a support double? It's really important to learn the follow-up bids when you're learning new conventions. It's not just the convention itself, but the follow-up bids are equally important. Responders rebid should be natural. If he knows there's an 8-card major suit fit, then he bids the suit at the level that describes his hand the best. If he's a minimum responder, he will rebid at the cheapest level. Now, remember, unlike bids like Jacoby 2 no trump or splinter bids that set the trump suit, the support double does not set the trump suit. There might be only a 4-3 fit. The trump suit is set only if the responder confirms an 8-card fit, or he may say, I'm pretty good at playing 4-3 fits. I don't mind doing that. But it's not, you have not set the trump suit until a responder says you set the trump suit. So when responder has 5 or more cards in his suit following the use of the support double by the opener, you bid 2 of the major suit, even if your right-hand opponent, the person sitting in the second seat, bid over your partner's double. If you know there's a fit, don't just pass once somebody has bid following that support double. Tell your partner, hey, we have an 8-card fit over here. Bid 2 of your major suit. If you are lucky enough to have 11-ish points, and you know that there is an 8-card fit, jump to 3. Say, partner, I have a better than minimum hand over here. You and your partner may have game, even though there's been some competitive bidding. You may have a game. So tell partner the good news. If you have 11-ish points and partner has confirmed that he has 3-card support and you have 5 of them, jump to 3 of the major. However, when responder has only 4 cards in the suit, then there is no golden fit. So you have a choice of what you might rebid. If you have a stopper in the opponent's suit, and this is a big, big if, bid no trump at the appropriate level. For instance, if you would have to bid 2 no trump though, and you only have 8 points, then that might not be your best choice. But if you have to bid at the 2 level and your partner has doubled, you've got to find another bid. You can raise your partner's minor opening with 4 or more card support. So don't forget to look and see if you have enough cards in partner's minor suit that you could show support for that suit instead. You can bid 2 of the major suit with a weak hand that is unable to do anything else. Sometimes you have 6 points, you need to bid, you have a 4-card major suit, so you bid it, and it comes around to the point where you have to bid again, and there's only a 4-3 fit, you don't have support for partner's minor, don't have a stopper in the opponent's suit, you have no choice but to rebid your major suit, even with only 4. We don't choose a 4-3 major suit fit, but sometimes it's necessary. And remember, it builds character. Well, at least tell yourself that when you're playing it. Maybe you'll feel better. If you have a very strong hand that cannot bid no trump because you lack a stop in the opponent's suit, then Q bid the opponent's suit. This is obviously a forcing bid. Q bids are always a one-round force. Now the auction cannot stop below 3 no trump, because you do that only with an opening hand yourself that lacks a stopper in the opponent's suit and has only 4 cards in the major. When you Q bid that way, you are asking partner whether he has a stop in the opponent's suit. It's called a Western Q bid. And that's what it means. I'm asking you for a stop. You don't see that too much in an auction that has used a support double, but it happens. Now, if your right hand opponent bids over the double, a really weak hand with only 4 cards in it and no support for partner's minor, no stop in the opponent's suit, then you are off the hook. Now, once the right hand bids, you can double to show your partner you have extras, but there is no 5-3 fit. When opener doubles, and it's a support double, right hand opponent bids in response to his partner's bid. Remember, partner had to bid so that opener could use the double. If right hand opponent bids, and the responder has only 4 cards in his major suit, but he has some extra values and can't bid no trump, then he can double to say, hey partner, I have extra values over here. Maybe I have 10 or 11 points, but I only have 4 cards in my major. Don't have a stop in no trump here, but if you do, we're okay at the 3 level if you want to bid. That's what that says in this instance. I'm not bidding. I'm not bidding my suit because we don't have an 8 card fit, but we do have the preponderance of the points. Here's some examples. 1 diamond by west, east responds 1 heart, south bids a spade, double. Pass by north, 1 no trump by east. Now, shows 6 to 9 points. Remember, we rebid 1 no trump as responder. That shows 6 to 9 points. I have 4 hearts only, and I have a spade stop. 3 things there that bid shows. This is one of the things that you can do when you have only 4 cards in your major suit and partner has shown you 3 with the support double. I'd rather play no trump than diamonds here, partner. 6 to 9 points, spade stop, 4 hearts on.
Well, what if you don't have it? What if you have that, but you don't have a spade stop?
Well, if I don't have a spade stop, then I'm either going to have to rebid my suit and play the 4-3 fit, or if I have support for diamonds, I'll retreat to 2 diamonds. Okay. All right. 1 diamond by west, east bids a heart, south bids a spade again, double, pass, 2 diamonds. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, it says partner has a minimum responding hand. He has only 4 hearts. He doesn't have the 5th one to go with the double here, or he would bid hearts. And he has diamond support. Notice, he has retreated to opener's minor suit. If he has 10 to 12 points, he bids 3 diamonds instead of 2 diamonds. This is a hand that has only 4 hearts, is minimum responding strength, and has diamond support. He retreats to opener's diamond suit. We don't have the 8 card heart fit, partner. 1 diamond, pass, 1 heart, 1 spade, double, pass, 2 hearts. I am a minimum responding hand, partner. There may not be anything else I can do. Notice north passed. East cannot leave the double in. He can't. He absolutely cannot leave that double in. And if there's nothing else that he can bid, he will have to bid 2 hearts with only 4 of them. Opener will assume he has 5, but he shouldn't call it a lead pipe cinch. It's possible that East has his back to the wall. He can't leave the double in. He doesn't have a spade stop. I have nothing else I can bid. 2 diamonds in my hand. Maybe I have 4 or 5 clubs. Well, I don't particularly want to bid 2 clubs. I don't know whether my partner has anything at all on clubs. So sometimes he has to rebid the heart suit even without 5. Boy, I would hate that. And I'm just holding my breath, hoping my partner doesn't raise to 3. So West bids a diamond, North passes. East bids a heart and South bids a spade again, and West doubles. 2 spades. What does that mean? This is that Q bid, the opponent's suit that I was talking about. I have an opening hand, partner, but I only have 4 hearts in my hand and I don't have a spade stop. If I had a spade stop, I'd have just bid 3 no trump. Obviously, this bid is absolutely forcing. He's saying, I have an opening hand over here. We don't have an 8-card heart fit. Do you have a spade stop? And if he doesn't, we're going to bid our 4-card suits up the line until we find a resting place. If we can't find a fit, we're looking for the safest place to pass. We know we don't have the 8-card heart fit. If we don't have a spade stop, we can't play no trump. So we're going to have to try to figure out which minor suit we might play because we have enough game for game. This is an opening hand by East and West is already open. I don't want to take a guess here, and I can't bid no trump, crossing my fingers and praying that my partner has a spade stop. My partner's hand is going to be the dummy and the lead is going to go through it. If he has a king doubleton and a spade lead, well, we all know what's going to get led. Since South bid spades, a spade is going to get led. And if a partner has a spade stop and his hand is the dummy, the lead is going to go right through that king. That's another reason I don't want to bid the no trump. I'm going to ask my partner if he has a spade stop so that he can be the no trump declarer if he has one, and the lead can come up to his hand rather than through it. This is an important consideration in a lot of bidding scenarios, and you'll find a lot of the more advanced players who take things like this into consideration. I don't have a spade stop. If my partner does, I don't want the lead going through his hand. I want it coming up to his hand. This is the way I accomplish that. Here's the last option. 1 diamond, pass, 1 heart, 1 spade, double, 2 spades. East passes. I have only a minimum hand. Don't have 5 hearts. We're going to have to let them play 2 spades, partner. They have the boss suit. Can't do anything about it. We don't have the 8-card fit, so we're going to have to let them play 2 spades and hope we can beat it. Now, here are the answers from the quizzes that I put. I thought I remembered to put the answer page in here. Does anybody have any questions? I've gone 1 minute over, but if anybody has a question about any of this, I'll try to make my answers brief. Most of the time, you won't find hands that require as much cogitation as some of these examples have shown, but particularly with the rebids, it's important to understand what your options are with the rebids and not just the convention. Rebids in a convention are just as important as the convention themselves, so it always pays to learn those. Thank you guys for coming this morning. Next week, we're going to talk about balancing. Hi, this is Susan. Thanks for stopping by the Oklahoma Collective's YouTube channel. Basically, this channel shows recordings of our free 1-hour bridge lessons for advancing players that we offer every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you would like to join us, send your contact information to the email address shown on the screen, and we'll be happy to send you the link. If you would like to follow our channel and be notified when a new recording is uploaded, just click the Oklahoma Collective button below. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.